I've spent a month here grinding in Toronto. It's snowing, it's freezing, and honestly, I'm running just as cold at the tables. So I've decided to make a trip back to the US to find out how the poker is in Portland and Seattle. New city, fresh start. So let's jump into the sessions. Here we go! Big fish alert! Let's make the fish alive!
First hand here, button straddle to 10, small blind limps, +1 open to 35, and we look down at JJ Barea, long time no see JJ, and we're 3-bet to 125, +1 call, so we're heads up to a flop of King 10-9. He checks it over, in a 3-bet pot in position, I'm betting my range, I bet $80, and he calls. It's a 5 of clubs on the turn, so what is his range? He can have some King X, some 10X, probably some flush draws and straight draw as well. So we got fiend value here. I like to check it back. If he checks it again on the river, I'm throwing an added value bet on the river. And if he bets small, I'm going to call because I'm winning versus his drawing portion that missed. But if he bets big on the river, I'm going to fold because they telegraph their hand strength by their sizing. They always bet small when they're out of position, when they have a bluff, and bet big with their mate hand. So I check it back, and river is a 4 of clubs. He bet $500 into 450 and over bet. I don't think this guy is bluffing with this big size here, so bye bye JJ. Second hand here, under the gun straddle to 10, +1 make it to 30, and we look down at the Rockets. And we're 3-bet to 125 again. +1 call, heads up to a flop of 7, 4 deuce with 2 spades. In a 3-bet pot, normally I would just range bet small like a 1/3 pot, but not on this board. Because it's a 7 high board, the range that feeling call 3-bet with has a lot of over pairs on this board. So on this kind of low board, I love to go big, just targeting those over pairs. But he only got about $500 behind. I don't need to go crazy on the flop, so I go 125, about a half pot size bet, except targeting his over pairs. I want him to call with 2 overs like ace queen, ace jack, king queen, those type of hands. So he put in a call, turns is a 5 of diamonds. He checks it over. He only got about 300 and something behind, so I go all in for 357, and he snapped us off. River is a king of clubs. We show our pocket aces, and he show 6 of spades, which is a combo draw on the flop and bangs us straight on the turn, and we lost a 1.2k pot to finish this session.
Guys, we're in Portland. Yesterday I played for 4 hours for some warm-up session and fucking lost 1 grand. But today is a new day. We got a cool Cybertruck here and pretty nice view. And we're going to Meadows to play for some hours and then final table at night. Maybe hoping some tournaments. So good luck us, and I'll see you guys.
Alright, let's get into second session. We are playing 5-5 at Meadows, another card room in Portland. And first hand here, under the gun limp, we make it to 30 with queen 10 suited. Cut off button, big blind, under the gun, all come along, so we have 50 ways to a flop of queen 3 10. Under the gun and big blind checks with 2 players behind me. I think they're going to be overstepping, so I check, trying to do a check raise, but unfortunately cut off and button checks back. Turn is a 3. Under the gun and big blind check again, and now we're going to get some value. I bet $80, targeting some straight draws, some queen X, some 10X to call. Only the button calls, so we heads up to the river, which comes a king of spades. So what is his range now? Same range that I'm targeting on the turn, some straight draws, some queen X, some 10X. Maybe he got there with jack 9 or ace jack, but still, there is a big bucket of queen X that we can target. So I bet about 1/3 pot, $110 into 311, just trying to get queen X to call. And he picks up some raising chips and raise it up to 310. Would he be ever bluffing here? What is he bluffing with? He gotta be bluffing with hands like jack 10, 9, 8, which I don't think players will do that. So I think he actually made a straight on the river like ace jack or jack 9. I fold and we lose a $730 pot in the first hand. Moving on to the second hand, +1 at MP Lim, and we look down at JJ Barea again. We make it a $40. Hijack cutoff, big blind +1, and middle blind all calls. What is happening in Portland poker? So we have 60 ways to a flop. Before the flop comes out, I want to talk about what does that mean when so many people still calling after your ISO. That means you can use a bigger size. It doesn't really matter if I raise to 8x, 10x or 12x. It doesn't matter when they keep calling. Just keep pushing the size bigger and bigger and bigger until they start to fold and you got more heads up scenario. Anyway, the flop comes King Jack 3. Look at that cutie pie. Big blind +1 and middle blind check. I bet 150 into 245, targeting some King X, Jack X, straight draw. Only the middle blind calls, so we are heads up to the turn, which comes a 5 of spades. She checks it over. He got $500 behind, so it's not a rush to put all the money in now. I just bet $200 into 545, hoping her to continue with every draws, every King X or even Jack X. But the reality is brutal as usual. She folded and we wasted a set. Coming to the last 10 of this session because we're going to play some tournament after this session, so let's get into it. We open it up to $25 in the middle position with ace queen offsuit, but then a big blind call, so we have 3 ways to a flop of ace 5 deuce. Big blind check. I don't think this board is going to be overstepped, so I bet $50, targeting a6 and under pairs to call, button fold and big blind check raise to 150. You know what? Ace high board is under bluffed, especially when we are the pre-flop aggressor. Why? Because they are always afraid that we got ace king. If they have hands like ace 10, ace 9, ace 8, if he is not a whale or not a very aggro gambler, they won't put in a raise. So when recreational players raise here, they got it. Yeah, very simple, they got it. They got ace 5 or pocket 5s or pocket deuces. Even when we have ace king, we should fold here. Yeah, I did it. I folded, and this is our conversation after the hand. Thank you for raising. 2 pair? I got an ace.
You don't have ace. Ace is hard.
You want a side bet? $200 to see my video. Now you're afraid. You said I don't have an ace, but
No.
you're not brave enough to check my video. $200 free money, no? Oh my god. I don't have an ace. Hey guys, second day is in the book. Yesterday we played like 4 or 3 hours in medals and broke even. And then we moved to final table. I registered $100 tourney and I played for 4 or 5 hours and busted right before the bubble. I lost $200 yesterday, and today we will have a kind of private-ish, made-up-ish game. 2-5, 1.5k cap at final table. This is the last day in Portland, I guess, so good luck us, and I'll crush everybody on the table. See you guys. You are now watching the final session of this week, and we're playing 2-5 at Final Table Poker Club. First hand, buttons rattled to 10. We look down at Freddie McCurry, and we raise it up to 50. Button calls, heads up to a flop of 10-6-3 rainbow. We're out of position, we check, and he bets $70. When the board is dry and our villain uses a big size, I think it's a strong hand. If it just bet like $30 or $40, I'm going to put in a check raise here. But since it bets 70% of the pot, I just want to proceed with caution, so I put in a call. Turns an 8 of hearts. We check it over to him and he checks it back. River is a queen. We made the top set. So what is his range now? He bets big on the flop and then check on the turn. I think he can have a lot of 10x, some pocket 7s, some pocket 9s. Probably that's it. He never got a strong hand like pocket 10s, pocket 6s, pocket 3s, or 10-8 because he didn't bet the turn. But this player is kind of sticky. He is a calling station. So I asked myself the inverse question, how much would I bet to fold him out at 10? I think I may need to go like $600 to get him to fold a 10. If I'm playing against a normal villain, I'm just going to bet like $200 to pot here. But versus this guy, I would like to go for max value. So I bet $450 into 247 and I say, don't take back the turn. I know you don't have a strong hand and I can do whatever I want on the river. You're not gonna call anyway. No, don't do it, don't do it.
Ace queen? Ace queen, huh?
Ace, ace.
Too big.
Yeah, too big. That's why I bet this. If I bet it small, you're gonna call. And they always say when people talk on the river, they got it.
Why big?
Haha, he finally puts in a call. We got him. We show our hand and we are good. Thank you, Freddie McCurry. I love you. Big pot alert. Next hand here, buttons rattled to 10, small blind, big blind, lean. We looked at a jack 10 suited under the gun and I raised it up to 100. +1 call behind and everybody else fold. We heads up to a flop of king, queen, 3 with 2 club. We flopped the fucking world. I decided to check it to her and she bet 125. Back to us. Normally I was just check raise huge here. But the fact is she only got about 1.3k behind. We are not deep enough to put in the big boy check raise and still have to stack that behind on the turn to get her to fold a king. So I just check raised to $300 because I don't want her to fold. I want her to call one more barrel at least on the flop and shove the turn if I miss to get the max fold equity. But if we hit the turn, I'm not going to shove. I'm going to bet small and trying to get her stacks in from the turn and the river. So I just raised to $300 and she 3-bet to flop to 925. Alright, she's kind of face up here. She either has pocket queens or king queen. That's it. She's not going to flat pocket kings pre-flop. After she 3-bet a flop to 925, she only got about $500 behind. Although I don't think shoving here she would fold. When we have more actual equity, we don't need that much fold equity. So I just rip it, 1.4k. She signs and call. I flip over my hand and she turns over king queen. Yeah, it's a fair fight and I hope the poker god chooses me today. The turn is an 8 of hearts. And the river is a jack. We hit a pair. That's all. And we lose a 3k pot. Next hand here, we're playing 5 card, no limit bump pot. Yeah, it's my first time playing this. I don't know what the hell this is, but Portland games. People are gambling, so let's see what happens. We're dealt ace, king, king, queen, 10 on the button, and we are 8 ways. Flop comes king, queen, 8 as the top board, and ace, queen, 5 on the bottom board. So pretty good for us. We got a top set on the top board, and a top 2 pair with a gutter on the bottom board. Low jack bets $100 and overbet. I think I could raise here, but in-game I just call, bringing the big blind along. So we are 3 ways to the turn, which comes a 4 of spades for the top board and the 9 of clubs on the bottom board. Big blind checks and low jack continued to bet 230, and this is the time we need to put in a raise. I raised to $600 out of my expectation, and big blind cold call as well. He gotta have a strong hand. After thinking for a while, low jack puts in a call, so we're still 3 ways to the river. Just blank it out dealer, and the top board comes a 6 of diamonds and the bottom board is a 5 of hearts. Big blind go all in for $720. Low jack think for a while and folded. Of course we snap it, and the big blind has jack 10 8 8 3. What is that? It's just a middle set on the top board. That's it? Yeah, that's it. We show our pocket kings and ace queen and we scoop and win a 3.6k pot. This game is so great. I love playing no limit bump pot. Give me more cards, please. Last hand just brought us back to even now, so we have a fresh start. In this hand button, lame small blind raised to 22. Interesting. And we looked at a 7-8 suited in the big blind and we raised it up to $80. What good hands can he have when he raised to $22? I don't think so. So button folds, small blind calls, and we heads up to the flop of 10-4-3. He checks it over. It's a wet board. It's a dynamic board. So I know how to play it. I bet small because I want him to raise with his strong hands and call with his weak hands. I bet $60 into 165 and he calls. Turn is a 3 of spades pairing the board. He checks it over again, so what is his range now? He can have some 10x, some flushes, some straight draw. So I would like to bet small on this turn because I want him to raise with his flush. And if he doesn't have a flush, I don't want him to fold to a big bet as well. I want him to call. So I bet 100 into 285 and he calls again. River is a 5 of heart. He checks again. So what is his range? Didn't raise the turn. That means he got no flush. The best hand he could have is 10x. So I asked myself the inverse question, how much would I bet here to get 10x to call? I might bet like $400 to $500, but since there is no brick walls because he didn't raise my small bet on a flushing turn, so I just want to make sure he is folding his 10x, and I bet 2x pot, $1,000 into 485, and of course he fold and we win. Alright, last hand in this episode, +1 open to 20 and we looked at an ace queen offsuit in middle position with 3 bet to $60, big blind cold call, and +1 come along, so we have 3 ways to a flop of ace 10 6. They check it over, I see bet 125, pretty big in a 3-bet pot because I'm only targeting ace-x, some good 10x, or some flush draws or straight draw to continue. Small blind puts in a call, and now +1 raise it up to 320. Do you remember the last session that we played? Similar spot, we raised with ace-queen, ace-high board, we c-bet and got raised. Same shit. In 3-bet pot, they are so underbluff on ace-high board because they are so afraid that we got ace-king. They won't raise hand worse than ace-king. So he must have 2 pairs or better here. I fold, small blind call. Turn is a 6 of spades. Small blind checks and +1 continue to bet $500. Small blind finally fold and I say,
Can you show the camera one time your ace 10 or pocket deuce?
I don't have that.
Can you show the camera one time? What is that? Oh, nice hand, nice hand, nice hand.
yeah. You guys see that? These spots are so underbluff, so just fold your 1 pair type hand when you got raised. It doesn't matter you got ace king or ace queen, they got better. Yeah, I lost this hand, but it feels like a win to me because I made the correct decision.
Hey guys, it was hella right today. I would say the players in Portland are very gambling. They don't treat the chips as money. They just want to dump a few $100 chasing for draws, see a flop. And they really love to play PLO, No Limit Omaha 5. I don't know if it's called No Limit Omaha, but anyway, 4 card, 5 cards. Oh, the worst time we were down like 2,500, but we ran it back up. Finally, we booked a win in the last session in Portland. We were up $300 to $400, playing 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. So I would call it a win. Tomorrow, we are going back to Seattle to watch a Benson Boone concert. I'm really looking forward to that. And we may come back to Portland next weekend. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next session. Good morning. I just wanted to share some thoughts with you guys. Last night I said that players are gambling, hunting money around, but actually I feel like they are the winner of life. They are having fun on the table. They have a bunch of money to lose. They don't care about the money. But we need to stay sharp. We need to stay focused. We are figuring how to get all of that money. I feel like I'm the loser. To be honest, this doesn't make me feel good. But it's my honest thought. I just want to share with you. I'm going back to Seattle in a second. See you guys very soon.